What's going on, Legion? Azrael here, like always, and yeah. So I wasn't aware. Nobody let me know, and I didn't even think to look for it. I guess I've never really watched a full X Factor, not even America's X Factor, because I don't like the show usually. Um, and honestly, I'm not really watching the show. I'm watching Fourth Impact, which is, kind of what it's all about. I had no idea there was three episodes, three shows, three performances, to all of this. Had no idea. If I would have known, I probably would have made an extra long video last week. But I'm actually kind of glad things went the way they did. We kind of watched one of the performances and we watched them get eliminated, which I kind of wish I didn't put the elimination in there, but we did. And plus, people gave me a lot of their conspiracy theories and stuff like that, which I'm going to talk about. I also kind of talk about, in between clips, I think we'll talk about it. But this is going to be the first performance. This is going to be the fancy rich dolls, blah, 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 mashup. Yeah, because I'm glad I get to come back on a video and explain or debunk people that are trying to it was all fixed and blah, 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 and the deadlock thing where the guy messed up, and that's the stupidest point that anybody's ever made to me. So let's just get into it right now. We got a lot to do, a lot to say. It's going to be a long video. Hopefully not, but it probably will be. Let's go.
Fourth Impact.
I'm going to miss hearing that. I like the way that guy sounds. And I'm not a fan of Iggy Azalea, but Sailor Moon? Oh, okay, I like her flow. I like this song in general, I think. Alright, bringing the sexy. One of the things they said that lackluster. A lot of sexy. Pretty good.
Thank you for watching. Don't miss any.
Simon, just shh, please. All right, so I think I want to talk a little bit more about certain things. First of all, don't tell me if my judgment is clouded. Don't try to speak for me or try to enter your conjecture. All right? Somebody said that in the comments. They're like, "Oh, you said you didn't like the Jackson 5 song, so maybe you're blah blah." I'm objective. I have been to the point where I'm also not a lot, but I'm in my later 20s. I'm not some young guy. I'm a pretty rational person. And there are people that I despise as a human being that I could also like their music. That's not hard. I'm not so stupid or ignorant or unevolved that I have to because I hate someone specifically for one reason, that everything they do in life is just tainted. Unless they're like, you know, a pedophile or something. So don't try to tell me my judgment's clouded. It's not. It's easy to say, oh man, and I said this in the comment. I go, some of my favorite music nowadays is when people take shit and make it better, right? Like, I'm not a Taylor Swift fan. I don't like her as a human being at all. I think she uses people. She is so delusional that she makes this scenario where she was in love with this guy, and then and then they break up, and she like convinces herself that it was his fault, and it was this and was that, and oh my god, I'm gonna make a song about it to make money. Like, I can't stand who she is as a person. I think that she's just a very malicious and person that uses people. But I watch fucking We Came as Romans, which is a band, kind of screamo, emo-ish, kind of, not emo, but kind of like I don't know, it's like a screamo, punk, kind of whatever. And they redid a few of her songs. And I'm like, yeah, cool. It's a good song. I like what you did with it. People that take house and techno, dub, and trap, and they collage Michael Jackson, Michael Jackson, and they redo one of his I think it's Beat It. Is it Beat It? I think it's Beat It. I don't think it's not Thriller. And I'm convinced that he was a guilty man. I don't respect him as a human being at all, and I was not sad to see him go. No matter how harsh that may sound, it's when you believe that he was preying on children. Can you really blame me? I mean, if Jared Fogle died, I wouldn't feel bad for him because of what he did. I don't think anybody would feel bad about O.J. Simpson if something happened to him, if people believed he was guilty. It's all the perspective. But O.J. Simpson, deplorable human being, allegedly, but people could still like him as a football player. It's how it is. So don't try to tell me what I'm thinking. It's not going to work out for you. It's not going to make me a happy person. As far as the conspiracy theories on what people were going on about with X Factor, there is a huge argument to make about people that aren't white in this competition and how hard it is for them to win. The fact that you're Filipino or any spectrum of the Asian culture in general could have been a negative from the get-go. Very possible. It's England. It's the pastiest, whitest people ever because they have overcasts and it always rains and no one gets a tan. But that is very much a thing that people can make that argument. But I'm not going to say the show was fixed in that way. If there was racial discrimination against them, as in whether they're Filipino or just darker complexion in some facet, that's the fuck. Somebody has a motorcycle. Excuse me. Let's just wait for the asshole with the motorcycle to drive away. That is the population, though. I don't, honestly, because it would get out. You know it would. Somebody would snitch. The show was fully on rigged. The show would just be destroyed. Still could happen. Personally, I think with all the money they're making, it's less fixed. That way they can keep it going. Now, I'm not going to say the show was fixed. I think that's a bull statement. I think that's people that are just overly too big of fans of Fourth Impact trying to kind of explain why they didn't win. You got to remember, they were already like grand champions of singing competitions in America and everywhere else. Boo-hoo, they didn't win X Factor. They've won fucking everything else. So please calm down. Just a smidge, please. They're accomplished. They've proven their talent time in and time out. No doubt about it. Now, with the whole section of possible racist or, let's just say cultural differences aside, why they didn't win, people are like talking about the Fourth Impact like they should have won on their talent alone. Not the case. There is no part of this finale or in some of these shows, talent has nothing to do with it. It's who's going to sell the most tickets in stadiums, who's going to make the most money when they get signed to a label, and everything else between that. That's what some of these competitions are about. X Factor, I would think they like to at least act like they have something more than just that. But all competitions, because you're talking about the mass media, the mass people, the competition is half talent, half popularity contest. And now I said that the last two performances, if they were incredible, they would have a better chance to win, but still they probably wouldn't have won. That's what I said in a comment. I said, because I remember I said this in the last two, my nose is itchy, or the last reaction. I said the last two performances were like really good. They were very like sexy and like alluring, and they were really hot and stuff, and they were doing all the crazy dancing and stuff, and all of that. And I think the performances were a hit, but nothing could really plunge that gain than that Jackson 5 song. It doesn't matter how good this performance was that we just watched. That Jackson 5 thing ruined it. It made them not even eligible. Most likely they weren't going to win, because by that point, as everybody's kind of picked their favorite and is like, I'm going to vote for this person no matter what. Which is the thing. You can't say it was rigged, or you can't say that it was because they were English. In the very beginning, they had a very kind of niche start, right? They were the foreigners that from a different country, and they were like, oh, they're really good, but you know what? What else? And then everybody else was like, oh, but I like this person. Oh, I like that person. This person's just hot. I'm going to vote for her or him. And they voted for that person throughout the show. And in some ways, it really doesn't matter how well you do. It's these competitions embody what the real world is like when it comes to music or the entertainment business. You have to have the look, you have to have the sound, and you have to just kind of have all those little things that make you desirable to the public. And when they came on the show, everybody was like, this is who I either identify with or I like. And they're like, oh, but I like this one. And maybe there's not a lot of Filipino people living in the UK that could vote for Fourth Impact. But that's kind of how it is. And I know it's like a singing competition, but it's really not. So you guys got to kind of like understand that these singing competitions, for the most part, aren't really about singing. It's all about the end result. Even The Voice, that starts out with the blind so they can find real talent, at the end of it, they're trying to mold that person into being the best person to be sold to the public. That's how this industry works. And one other person gave me, because everybody goes, it's a conspiracy. One person actually gave me an example about the deadlock scenario. All of you know the deadlock. Now, if you believe it, I don't understand how you believe it. I don't. It's the dumbest, for instance, I've ever heard in my life. Apparently, like, the judges had voted, and the woman and the guy were deadlocked. And the dude, one of the hosts, I always make that joke because the UK needs two hosts to do their job. The host accidentally went, all right, well, you're going home, to the girl. And the woman's like, no, it's a deadlock. He's like, oh, I thought he actually played it off pretty well. He was like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize. Now, if she wouldn't have gone home, he probably would have kept his job. Everything would have been cool. The fact that you people, for the ones that actually think that this is true, the fact that you guys believe that envelope coming out there to tell them who's going home is anything other than a tactic to delay the show, to make suspense just ooze out of the crowd, you're crazy. How do you not know that? How do you not realize that? That they probably were told either during the last commercial break or maybe an hour that this is what's going to happen. There's no way that it was done weeks in advance. They didn't have this person that told me this was like, he was insinuating that the whole show was pretty much just planned out and that's just how it was. And I'm like, bull, that's not a thing. Oh, spit everywhere. That's called TV, man. That's called showmanship. Making the crowd wait. When you watch the other things like Got Talent or whoever, where it's like, all right, this is the last two and we're going to see who goes home now. And the one going home is. And they pan to each individual fuckface all the way down. Building suspense. Nick Cannon's not, or whoever, like my host is Nick Cannon on America's Got Talent. He's not like trying to open the envelope and he can't get it out because he's stupid or something. He's like, and by the time they scroll all the way down, he's like, got it! No, that's not what happened. He opened it with, oh, fuck me. You guys done yet? Oh, you're still panning. Okay, I'll wait. I can go now. And the one go home is... Actually, he doesn't say that again. He goes, Amber, or whatever the fuck their names are. And then it goes right to Amber. Amber's like, ah! And that's that. The fact that he was probably made aware beforehand that somebody was going home, so he didn't slip up or say the wrong name or mispronounce it. He was prepped. He's a monkey, a lackey. He dances. That's what the hosts are to do. The producer's like, this is how you function, and they go, yes, master. That's how that happens. That's your job as a host on a TV show. It's not to be independent unless you're Ryan Seacrest. All right? And they were told this is how the UK had voted. So get whatever you need to do because you got to be able to talk to the person. They do the fake out, right, where they talk to this person like they're going home. But April Fools, dumbass, that person's going home. Then they do the double fake out where they talk about this person like they're staying, but then they actually April Fools again. Numero uno. Dos. Dumbass. That person's actually going home. I made you think I was like gonna like, oh man, she's really sucks to be her, but they're gonna really save her. Nope, they didn't. And then there's the quad out where they go, oh man, oh shit, I don't know either. Fuck. You're both going no, and then one of them goes home. That's when you get told who's going home beforehand. It's so that you could talk to them a certain way to fake the crowd out, to fake this. It's all part of the plan. That envelope is only a confirmation that you're not forgetting the right name. That's all that is. That's all that's there for. Period. There is no conspiracy that was done a week earlier. I mean, if there's more evidence, then sure, maybe. But the fact that he said her name, he was probably only told the last commercial break, or at the very least, an hour before. When the voting ended, everybody was like, all right, these are the people going home. And that's fine. That's their right as a show. If the voting is closed, that doesn't matter. It's called TV. I had another point, I forgot it, but also someone wanted to tell me that they were, because I didn't like the Michael Jackson one, that was also like the highest trending iTunes seller or some bullshit. That means nothing. That is nothing. I don't know how that's a fact, but let me debunk that because someone was telling me, oh yeah, because the iTunes was like number one or some bullshit. That puts your whole theory in question. I'm like, no, it doesn't. First of all, it was only probably put up to that high because they got eliminated, first of all. So to show support, people are like, fuck, I'm buying that song. That's one of the criteria. That's not my guess. That's a fact. The fact that they lost is the reason why they got bumped up a little bit. Also, how do you explain when you have a competition of, say, 10 people? One of them is Filipino. All of the rest are UK. Let's just say that's how things are. How are you going to say that they outsold everybody at iTunes or some bullshit because they were better when there's only one person representing an entire country and the rest of the contestants represent one country? That doesn't make sense. It's diluted people or diluted talent throughout the community. There's a bunch of people going, I like that person from the UK. Well, I like that one from the UK. There's only one country that's called the Philippines that's going, we like that one group. Fuck the rest. That's how reality works. Just to kind of get those points across. Because people were like, trying to give me crap. And if you want to dislike that last video because I didn't agree with it, that's cool. I mean, disliking a video for a difference of opinion is kind of dumb. Which is what somebody was like, dislike for this video. I mean, if you're going to actually just dislike it, that's fine. But if you're going to hit the dislike button, that's just altering my stats based because we don't agree. That's just a weird thing to do. Like, I dislike videos when they do clickbait. because fuck you for clickbaiting. But anyways, that's my thoughts on that. We're hitting the 20-minute mark, and we still got one more to go. Oh, my tab came up. Fuck. All right, let's go. Let's find the sing-off. Let's go. A lot of talking. I gotta say, man, they were really, really attractive in that last performance, though. That dancing. They all can dance. Fuck, I don't know. Ooh. Alright. I remember my point, but I'm not gonna say it. I like how they're keeping it very basic with the performance. No. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, dude. I heard that their save really didn't get based off this performance. It's a good performance, man. Damn, that's a good one, man. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, man. That was one of the best performances ever. The camera's just shakes going up. Oh, thank you very much, Sasa.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you, Simon, for giving us just all kinds of entertainment. I love it. Now, somebody, like I kind of mentioned it right there, but somebody said that them being saved had nothing to do with that performance, which is weird because that's supposed to be like the save yourself, the fight for your place performance. But like, that might have been a judge thing, right? Like, I actually don't know, and I didn't think about that until just now, or I would have looked it up actually, how the show works. But the person said that the UK audience didn't get to vote based on that performance. That was like a judge, I think, only thing, right? I think that if anybody could have been allowed to vote for that, they were maybe, oh god, that was close. I thought that was one of their best performances ever. Even after the debauchery that was the Jackson 5 song, I'm giving that one, like, I'm being as harsh as I can be with that song. There was nothing about that redeemable. I was not a fan of it, personally. Now, I'm not saying it's bad, so please calm down. I don't care what iTunes tells you about how popular it was. There's other reasons why things get popular, first off. Secondly, I wasn't a fan of that. I've never even, somebody said that dyslexia, that my judgment was clouded because I said I didn't like it. I don't remember exactly what I said, but I could almost be 100% sure that I either don't remember what the song was specifically the Jackson 5. It might have been something I've already heard before, but I didn't like the Jackson 5 in general. I didn't grow up listening to them. I've barely heard any of their music. So that had nothing to do with it. I just didn't like the song in general. And I'm sure I wouldn't even like the original if I heard it. I had another point, and I can't remember what it was. You also got to remember that it was something like popularity again, but I can't actually remember what I was going to say. Fuck. That was one of those moments that was like awesome. It was a good ending to it. That right there, I think that if that was judge only voting for that one performance that we just watched, then the fact that they wouldn't have gone through based off of the judges just means the judges were playing favorites, and that's just how that is. It was not based on talent, because like she was killing that song. Her, like, not solo, but that performance that the one sister was giving, where she was the lead vocal, she was hitting it. That's a song that if you do it right, you do it. It's perfect. There is no it was good. It's either perfect or bad. I thought that performance, that song, was perfect. Awesome. If it is based off of the public votes, which I don't believe it is, because the sing-offs wouldn't be that way, I don't believe. So public votes, it means that people were just so set in their own ways, whether it's the white girl that was winning or the UK citizen that was winning, whatever. But I believe it was judges. I didn't see the other performance, and honestly, if anybody wants to link me the performance they went up against, I'd make a more detailed reaction talk about whatever on that video. If anybody wants to link that, for sure, I'll check that out the following Wednesday, and we'll add on to this whole thing. Because I'm really interested to know. I kind of want to see who they were going against, the sing-off, the survival. Who do they have to go? That was an awesome performance. Now, for me personally, if I was voting, I would have been like, oh, Jackson 5, sorry, I'm not voting for you. It's just straight up, I wouldn't have done it. I would have, because I don't just pick one person I like. I pick a few people, and hopefully they all kind of make it. So I probably would have had somebody I was going for besides Fourth Impact that I also felt was talented enough to rival them. Because Fourth probably would have been my number one pick. Excuse me. But I would have liked Jackson 5. Like, I think the Jackson 5 would have came out first, let's say. I don't actually know the order now. And that's actually kind of a big deal. If the Jackson 5 song was the second one after this other one right here, the Fancy, then that was a mistake. If they started out with the Jackson 5 song, that's better. But still, picking the song in general was bad. I would have been like, oh, bad performance. Already not liking it. The Fancy, not liking it really either. The dancing, wow, they're really hot, but I'm not going to vote for them because they're sexy. You got to have it all, right? You got to be able to sing. And but that performance, for me personally, I would have been like, all right, they got my vote for that. But that might have been too late, and then that would have sucked. I think the Fancy song was bad, not because of them, but because of how the song was mixed. I think that it would have been a really popular song if they would have had one bass or one tone from one song going through all the others, and then having the other define the boom, 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 whatever, the I'm so fancy, and then the whole the Gwen part. If you would have had one tone going through both of them, but then the second song having a mix between those two, which I've heard before. I've heard there's like a super rock mix that I heard that has like AC/DC and like a little bit of Queen and like put another dime in the jukebox, baby. And you have a lot of one unique instrumental part going through a lot of that mashup, along with everybody else's big thing kind of mixing in, flowing out. And it's cohesive, man. This kind of felt like almost like a cut and paste to a degree. So I thought the song itself, somebody even said in the comments that they believed that it was just too mixed, just too much. And I think it was just too jump to jump. I think that's why it really dropped. And I think if the song would have been better, they would have done a better job. Or it would have been a better outcome. Because I thought their singing was awesome. I liked the singing perfectly. The performance was great. The background, the stage, everything about it was good. I liked it. Their singing was on point on that one as well. It was the music itself, which is honestly, you can have. There's very few people, and this is something that I've said before, and I kind of believe it. I don't live by it because I can't sing, but I think you can have music without a singer. But it's very rare to have a singer that doesn't need music. That is a fact. That the music almost can set your mood in any way that you didn't expect it to. And very few singers, like Adele, let's say, that can just hit a note and it sounds good anyways, because they have perfect pitch. There's a difference between being that caliber of, oh my god, which isn't a UK thing. It's not a white person thing. Whether it's Jennifer Hudson, it's a whole different class of singer that you just don't see a lot of. It's just a thing. And I don't know if Fourth Impact can really... I don't know if they can sing without music. I know they can do like a cappella stuff, which is a whole different kind of thing, which is still singing, but what I'm saying is that if you take the music away from any of the performances on this show, would it sound just as good with not changing anything, not changing their harmonize, not anything, just them singing? Would it be good? It'd probably be a little lackluster because music's important. It's an important component. And yeah, I'm going to go. I've just had a 31-minute reaction. Are you kidding me? Some people's vlogs, where they record the entire day, aren't even this long. Are you fucking kidding me with this? If you have watched this video... Oh, and I also wanted to do something because of this. Not because of this, but somebody asked... I don't know if this is actually inappropriate or not. I hope it's not. The word means black. But it's Princess Pozo Negra. That's the person's Twitter handle. Or Marshana. I think it was a she, just simply asked for a shout out. There you go. I won't give you I'm not going to give people shout outs for asking, but she's a very active person on Twitter that has messaged, commented and said a lot of nice things. So I just wanted to shout her out really quick before I forgot. To say thanks for all that. She was just like, can you give me a shout out? Or can you give me a shout out? And I'm like, sure, why not? Just like the other guy, I have his name right here too. But it's gone. I can't find it. It's gone. His name was like Brian, I believe. And he was like, if you get 1,000 subs, man, within a month, shout me out. And I'm like, all right, I will. And thanks to the Filipino community, a large part too, and other people coming by, that happened. So... this is the longest reaction I think I've ever done. If you've actually stayed to the very last moment, thank you. Give me a high five in chat. That is a capital H, lowercase y, number 5. It's just some nerdy thing I do. Give me a high five in the comment section down below. Love to see and love to hear all you guys. I think that's where I'm going to end it, guys. Personally, if I was able to vote for that survival, I would have. I would have been, and if I couldn't, I would have been really pissed. I would be like, no, why didn't you do something like this before? Because honestly, for me, that was a saving grace. I would have voted for him for that song. Maybe the judges didn't. Let me know in the comments down below again if you have anything you want me to react to next, or you want to discuss this. Love to hear all of you again. Also, if you guys want me to do that reaction to the person that they were in 9th place with, or whatever, week 5. If you want me to react to the other person that they were performing against, pretty much, let me know. Leave a link down below, and I will do it. I don't even know if I'll do it on Wednesday. Maybe I'll do it sooner, because I'll leave it on a Wednesday. It'll be awesome, and I can't wait. Once again, my name is Azrael. If you like the content, you like what I do here, like, subscribe, or share. Remember, it's completely up to you. I do appreciate it, though. It does help me out in some way or another. I'll see you on whatever video I'm doing next, guys. Thanks for watching. Once again, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being a part of the Legion, the community. We are strong. Oh, it's been awesome. Yeah. Just because, I don't know, some people think it's really fun to bring your weight into things. I'm a huskier guy, man. Don't think you're going to hurt my feelings. Like people on Twitch, man. Oh, God. Such assholes. But I always can rely on the comment section here on the Fourth Impact, the Filipino community in general. Probably for some of the nicest comments I've seen on YouTube. So, again, thanks for that. Later, guys. Man, my voice is already raspy. 30 minutes of talking. 34 minutes. Oh, my God. We can't make it at 35. I'm not going to wait 30 seconds to do something else. Later, guys. Again, thanks for watching.